This video begins our discussion of data transformation. We'll talk about how to wrangle a data set into a format that's useful for analysis, and ultimately we're going to produce this visualization on the right. In this visualization, we have a track of people over time, from the 1960s to the 2020s. We're scoring the outcome as annual wage and salary income. We're going to summarize that distribution by 3 quantiles, the 10th, 50th, and 90th percentile. When you look at this graph, you can see a story about inequality. While the bottom and middle of the distribution stayed roughly constant in real dollars over this time period, the top really increased. In order to get started, you're going to need to access data from the Current Population Survey Annual Social and Economic Supplement. The instructions for data access are here. So visit cps.ipums.org, this website that I have open on the left. You're going to click Login and then Get Data. So here I am. Get data. Then we're going to add some variables to our cart. So here we have a way where we can search through all the variables in the data set. You can see in the Annual Social and Economic Supplement, there are lots of different categories of variables we might study. So if we click on income, we'll see here that one of these variables is Inc. wage. When I click this plus button, it will add that variable to my cart. Now let's just look at what Inc. wage is. If we click on this, we get the documentation file, where you can see codes for how this is used and a little description. This is each respondent's total pre-tax wage and salary income. So we're going to go ahead and continue adding variables to our cart, but generally this documentation page is going to be extremely useful to you, both in this exercise and as you do your own analysis of the Current Population Survey and other data sets on the IPUMS website. Okay, so we added Inc. wage. We're going to add a couple more variables to our cart. So I'm going to go to Select Data here, and I'm going to add Educ. We can actually just search and get to these more quickly. Okay, Educ. So I'm going to add that variable. Then weeks work 2, age, and ASEC wheat. In the video, I'm not going to go ahead and add all those, but just follow the same procedure to add those to your cart. Once you get there, you're going to click View Cart, and you have all these variables. So there's a bunch of things that they've automatically added for you, things that identify like the data set that you're downloading. The next thing that you want to change is to change your samples. So this might say add more samples or change samples for you. When you click on this, it gives you a selection of all the options available in the data set. So we're going to here be studying the Annual Social and Economic Supplement. So we're going to take this data set and we're going to make sure we have the 1962 to 2023 samples. So if I just click Select All Samples, then I get all of them. Over here on Basic Monthly, we don't actually need the Basic Monthly samples. So I'm going to select all and then unselect them so that I only have these ASEC samples. It's going to be useful for just reducing the size of our file download. Then we click Submit Sample Selections. Okay, the next step is to click Create Data Extract. So you click this and now you get a bunch of choices. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to change our data format. We're going to download these data in Stata format because that way we get some extra information about the codes that go with each variable. So we'll apply that selection. Now you see, wow, this is huge, 863 megabytes. We can reduce the file size by selecting cases. So here we tell you to select cases to only download people ages 30 to 45. Oh, and to show this, I need to add the variable age to my data set. You'll already have age because you did it in step 4. So here I'm going to add more variables, person, core, demographics, age. Okay, back to my cart. Still got all my options going on here. Create data extract. And now I'm going to select cases. I'm going to select on age. So here I'm telling it that we only want people ages 30 to 45. We highlight all the ages we want, so I'm going to click 30, and then I'm going to do Shift click on 45 to highlight all those ages from 30 to 45, and click Submit. Okay, and now we've made that choice. We've chosen Stata format. We're ready to go. So now we submit extract. Here you can see all the extracts that you have submitted to IPUMS. For you, it might be the first one. For me, it seems to be number 80. This is going to be processing until it's available, and then there's going to be a link here to download the data. And you'll click that link. You also probably have this notification that it'll email you, so if you want to go do something else while it processes the data, you can get that email and download at that point. Once you download the data, you're going to want to designate a folder on your computer as your working directory. This is where you'll store the data and also your code that you use to analyze the data, along with any output from that code. So before you come to discussion, you should download these data and put them in a working directory and be ready to go to transform those data in that directory.